If you fall tonight, there's a good chance your watch will know about it before your family does. That's remarkable technology, and I'm glad it exists. But I want you to sit with one question for the next few minutes. Would you rather have something that tells people you've fallen, or something that means you'll never fall in the first place? Hi, I'm Gail, a falls coach, and for over a decade I've been educating, equipping, and enabling people over 60 to fight back against falls and take back control of their own 2 feet. I've picked people up off kitchen floors, I've sat with family in hospital corridors, and I've also watched clients walk back into a life they thought had closed the door on them. So when I tell you something works, it's not theory. It's Martha, it's Terry, it's Brian, and it's what I'm about to show you. Let me take you back to Martha. When I first met her, she was having falls to the point where she locked herself away in her own ground floor apartment. She'd restrict her fluids and her foods as well, just so she didn't have to keep making the trip to the toilet, because every trip felt like a gamble. That's not a small thing. That's a woman who'd effectively sentenced herself to a shrinking life inside the 4 walls out of fear of one wrong step. What turned it around for Martha wasn't a gadget, it was a program built for her that she could do at home. This year was not just my experience talking, there's a study to back it up. Researchers followed 124 people aged 80 and over, average age 84, for months. One group carried on as normal, the other did strength and balance exercises at home, guided by video, 3 times a week, half an hour at a time. Nothing fancy, no equipment most people don't have already. So by the end, 44 out of the 100 people in the first group had fallen. In the exercise group, it was 25. Yes, roughly the same risk, nearly cut in half, in people in their mid 80s, just by training with strength and balance at home on a regular basis. That's not a small effect. That's the evidence between a year with a fall and a year without one, for 1 in every 5 people who took part. Why does this matter? I want to give you a sense of the scale here, because falls aren't a minor inconvenience that happens to unlucky people. Around a third of people over 65 and around half of people over 80 will fall at least once this year. In England alone, falls in over 65 lead to somewhere around 210,000 emergency hospital admissions annually. And the sad truth is that of the people who break a hip, one of those falls, somewhere between 18 to 33 in every 100, will not be alive a year later. That's not a statistic to frighten you with for the sake of it. It's the reason I do what I do, because behind every one of those numbers is somebody's Martha, somebody's Terry, somebody's Brian, and the vast majority of those falls are preventable. Now, here's what I want to be honest with you, because I won't oversell this to you. There's no magical formula that removes risks altogether, but there is a winning formula, and it isn't just one being sold to you hardest right now. You'll have seen the adverts for smartwatches and sensor pendants that detect a fall and call for help. They're clever, and for some families, they buy real peace of mind. And I'd never tell you not to have one. But notice what they actually do. They respond after you've already hit the floor. They don't touch the thing that put you there in the first place, which is weakened strength, poor balance, and a body that has stopped being challenged. It's a bit like fitting a brilliant smoke alarm but never checking the wiring. The alarm will tell you that there's a fire, it won't stop one starting. And stated differently, knowing help is coming quickly after a fall is not the same as never needing the help in the first place. So, what actually moves the needle? is exactly what the study did and exactly what I've built the Fight Back Falls around. Strength and balance done consistently and matched to you. Take Brian. He'd stopped playing bowls with his mates because his balance had gone dodgy on him. And that's a proper loss, not just a hobby. It was his Tuesday afternoons and his friendships. His program wasn't generic, it was built around what he needed to get back on that green. And a Terry, who used to come home with two heavy shopping bags, cutting into his hands because he didn't trust himself to make two trips, ended up steady enough to carry what he needed in one go. No drama, just his independence, quietly handed back to him. Just like lifting a heavier weight challenges your muscles to grow stronger, increasing the demand on your balance safely and gradually is what teaches your body to trust itself on a wet pavement or on an uneven curb again. Likewise, a bit of manageable risk taken on purpose in training is what keeps you safe out in the real world where the risk isn't optional. So here's what I want you to take from this. Not every faller is at the same stage as Martha. Not everyone will see results as fast as Brian did. That's why you don't have to guess your way through this alone. You get a plan built around you. That's exactly what the Fight Back formula does. It educates you on what's exactly driving your risk. It equips you with the right exercises for your stage, and it enables you to keep building week on week, the same way that studies participants did. 3 sessions, 30 minutes at home. It isn't complicated. It doesn't need a subscription to a, to a gadget. It needs consistency. It needs a plan that actually works. If this is your first time you've come across me, hit the subscribe because every week I'm bringing you what actually works, backed by evidence, not hype. And if you want a structured version of what I've just described, the Fight Back Falls formula is where Martha, Terry, and Brian began. This isn't waiting for a watch to tell you someone has fallen. It's about building the kind of strength and balance that means that call never needs to be made. So you're still the one deciding what your Saturday looks like. Still the one on the floor playing with your grandchildren because you got down there yourself and you know you can get back up. That's the life we're fighting for. And it starts with one decision to start training today.